Depression is a concerning issue, particularly among men, who often face societal pressures and stigma that make it difficult to address mental health. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, in the United States, around 6 million men experience depression each year, with the condition being more prevalent among men aged 40 to 59 years old. Likewise, the American Psychological Association suggests that men are 4 times more likely to commit suicide than women, which is a dire consequence of untreated depression. Therefore, it is crucial to examine the trends in depression rates among men. The rate at which men experience depression in the United States is alarming, and the condition often manifests itself in unique and complex ways. One prominent way depression surfaces in men is through anger, irritability, and aggressive behavior. Besides, various studies have shed light on the alarming increase in its prevalence across different countries and periods. For instance, a study published in the Journal of Affective Disorders examined the prevalence of depression among adults aged 18 to 79 years old between 2009 and 2017 in Germany. The results revealed a significant increase in the prevalence of depression among men during this period. The prevalence of depression among men increased by 40% from 2009 to 2017. This upward trend highlights the growing mental health challenges faced by men in Germany. Similarly, in Norway, a study published in the British Journal of Psychiatry analysed the trends in the prevalence of depression among men from 1990 to 2001. The findings were equally concerning, as the prevalence of depression among Norwegian men increased from 4.5% in 1990 to 8.2% in 2001. This substantial increase over a relatively short period in Norway validates the urgent need to prioritise mental health support and interventions for men experiencing similar trends. Therefore, let's delve into factors responsible for the increased rate of depression among men. Recent research confirms that men working in male-dominated occupations and industries, such as construction, manufacturing, and public safety, have higher rates of depression compared to national averages and other workforce groups. In fact, the depression prevalence in male-dominated fields ranges from 0.0% to a staggering 28.0%. So why did the researchers find higher levels of depression in male-dominated occupations? Well, the nature of the jobs often involves physically demanding work, long hours, and high-risk environments, which can put a lot of strain on employees. Plus, the social norms and expectations within these male-dominated cultures may discourage open discussions about mental health challenges. In other words, this culture of stoicism and the pressure to conform to traditional masculine ideals can exacerbate feelings of isolation and make it difficult for men to acknowledge and address their mental health struggles. Another significant factor influencing depression trends among men in the United States is educational attainment. For men with lower educational attainment, the risk of developing depression is heightened by a multitude of factors. Financial insecurity, restricted access to quality healthcare resources, and a lack of awareness about mental health issues can create significant barriers to seeking professional help. Additionally, the stigma surrounding mental health conditions may be more deeply entrenched in communities with lower educational levels, further deterring men from acknowledging and addressing their struggles with depression. On the other hand, men with higher levels of education often benefit from greater access to mental health resources, increased awareness, and a more accepting societal attitude towards seeking professional help. Their socioeconomic stability and exposure to diverse perspectives may also contribute to a more open and understanding approach to mental health challenges. Societal expectations of masculinity are another contributing factor to the prevalence of depression among men. Traditional masculine ideals often discourage emotional vulnerability and the open expression of feelings, creating an environment where men feel pressured to suppress their emotions and maintain a stoic facade. This cultural conditioning can make it challenging for men to acknowledge and seek help for mental health struggles, as doing so may be perceived as a sign of weakness or a failure to live up to the expected masculine norms. In one of our previous videos, we explained how many men suffer in silence, grappling with depression and other mental health issues without access to the support and resources they need. Furthermore, the traditional masculine roles of being a provider and protector can exacerbate feelings of failure and depression for men. Job loss, financial instability, or retirement can trigger a sense of inadequacy and diminish self-worth, as these events may be perceived as a failure to fulfill the societal expectations of masculinity. These deeply ingrained beliefs can compound the emotional distress experienced by men, making it more difficult for them to cope with change and adapt to new circumstances. For these reasons, many men find themselves trapped in a cycle of depression. In this cycle, external pressures like job loss, financial instability, and societal demands to be a provider and protector can lead to huge levels of stress on men. As a result, these external pressures can lead to worse mental health and internal struggles. However, traditional masculine beliefs can stop men from addressing these issues. Help-seeking barriers can also stop men from tackling their mental health problems and depression. Men are often conditioned to embrace self-reliance and a stoic demeanor, which can make them reluctant to seek professional help for mental health concerns. This reluctance is rooted in the fear of appearing weak or vulnerable, as well as the belief that they should be able to handle their problems independently. Therefore, many men suffer in silence, allowing their depression to worsen over time rather than seeking the support and treatment they need. While structural barriers, such as a lack of access to mental health services, can also play a role in deterring men from seeking help, attitudinal barriers have been identified as the more significant obstacle. Even in situations where mental health resources are available, men may choose not to utilize them due to the persistent stigma surrounding mental health issues and the perception that seeking help is a sign of weakness. Breaking down these deeply entrenched attitudinal barriers is crucial in addressing the rising rates of depression among men. Conformity to deeply ingrained gender roles, which include suppression of vulnerability, can lead to poor mental health outcomes for men. Specific masculine norms, such as the expectation of emotional control and excessive reliance on self, are strongly associated with lower intentions to seek help for suicidal thoughts, both through formal channels and informal support networks. Men who internalize these norms may struggle to recognize the severity of their situation, perceiving the act of seeking help as a sign of weakness or a failure to adhere to traditional masculinity. As a result, they may be more likely to harbor suicidal thoughts and engage in self-destructive behaviors without accessing the necessary support and intervention. The rapid pace of modernization and the accompanying lifestyle changes have had a significant impact on the rising rates of depression, particularly among men. Increased sedentary behavior, prolonged inactivity, and lack of physical exercise have become a hallmark of contemporary living. This sedentary lifestyle, often coupled with poor dietary habits and the overconsumption of processed and unhealthy foods, can contribute to a range of physical and mental health problems, including depression. Similarly, the modern way of life has also led to higher levels of social isolation, with individuals spending more time alone or disconnected from meaningful social interactions, which are crucial for overall well-being. Furthermore, the growing burden of chronic diseases directly linked to modern lifestyles has had a profound effect on mental health. Conditions such as obesity, cardiovascular disorders, and metabolic diseases not only impact physical well-being, but also increase the risk of developing depression. The psychological stress associated with managing these chronic illnesses, along with the potential side effects of certain medications, can exacerbate existing mental health issues or trigger new ones. This vicious cycle highlights the importance of adopting a holistic approach to health, where mental well-being is given equal priority to physical health. Traditional diagnostic criteria for depression often fail to capture the nuanced and alternative ways in which the condition manifests itself in men. Instead of the commonly recognized symptoms of sadness and low mood, men may exhibit depression through anger, aggression, substance abuse, and engagement in risky or reckless behaviors. These atypical symptoms, which are frequently overlooked or misinterpreted, can lead to a significant underdiagnosis of depression among the male population. Consequently, many men suffer in silence, their distress going unrecognized and untreated, further exacerbating their mental health challenges. Depression among men is a pervasive and complex issue that demands a multifaceted approach to address its various contributing factors and manifestations. Through this discussion, we have gained insights into the alarming rates of depression in male-dominated occupations, the educational disparities that influence its prevalence, and the impact of traditional masculine roles and societal expectations on help-seeking behaviors. Also, we have explored the role of modern lifestyle factors, alternative symptoms of depression in men, and the link between masculine norms and suicidal behavior. To combat this growing crisis, a comprehensive solution is required, involving destigmatization efforts and the promotion of emotional intelligence and vulnerability in masculine identities. Besides, improved access to mental health resources and tailored interventions that address the unique challenges faced by men from diverse backgrounds should be encouraged. Therefore, let's create an environment of understanding, support, and inclusive healthcare practices for men. And we should empower men to prioritize their mental well-being and seek the help they need, ultimately reducing the burden of depression and promoting overall societal well-being. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you want to read up on this topic, you can find some interesting literature in the description. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe for more thought-provoking content.